Hi guys, welcome to Becky B Tarot. My name is Becky. I'm a spiritual advisor, clairvoyant and energy reader. So I just wanted to do today a soulmates in separation read quickly. I still haven't heard from the winner of the Lindsay. I can't remember her surname. I still haven't heard from her, so I'm going to leave it another like 5 days, and then if nothing, I am going to be pulling. I'm going to do the same names in the draw, obviously without Lindsay. So keep your eyes peeled for that, because you may be in for a shot of winning that free 1 hour reading still, for those of you that did enter that. Also, I have a new reading that I'm just going to do, I think, for a month. It's going to be open for a month, and it's £30, but it's going to be a kind of, it's kind of a let me spy on my ex or let me spy on someone reading. It's just going to be, you can have one question and you send me a picture of someone you would like to know about their energy, and I will tell you everything I see connected by the picture, and then I will answer that one question. Okay, so that's a new reading. Just drop me an email at beckybtarot@gmail.com if you're interested in having a go at that reading for someone you just wanted to kind of find out some info about. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, I'm going to do the soulmates in separation read. Okay, I want to start here. Okay, how do you want to do the spirit? Okay. So this is soulmates in separation. So we have law is not justice, rules that are not fair, uncertainty, choose who you will become, time pressure in a rush, nonsense, it's time to talk sense, all of the golden, afternoon, inspiration, creative spark, imagination, conception. Straight away, someone's mum may have been a block in this connection, an older female. Okay, so they don't want to do masculine and feminine as of yet. They want this kind of all together with these cards. So I do feel like we have soulmates that there's still emotional imbalance in the connection, in this connection. Okay, lots of uncertainties, just not feeling balanced. So maybe not kind of having not reached closure for yourself yet, not balanced out maybe from pains and betrayals, if that was the case. But trying to, there's definitely an energy of trying to here. It feels like this connection was definitely rushed. And that'll be linked to karmic lessons. If you're rushing into things, you know, you haven't kind of reached a certain level. If you dive head first, really not knowing the person. And I think it was a lesson learned in that, like rushing too speedy. You need to get to know someone or their scenarios or their baggage, if you like, first. People like to wear masks as well. Also, people can be okay, and then, you know, a few months in, their shadows are like eating them up alive, and they're sabotaging the connection. But it feels rushed, and it ended in emotional unbalance is what I'm getting. There is an older feminine that is a block in this connection who talks nonsense into someone's ear. Now, this could be anyone. This could be, it's the masculine side or the feminine side. Take it however it resonates. But there is certainly an older woman who she's very fake. whoever she's linked to, she makes that person think that she's doing it out of love, but it's not. This is someone that's bitter. I actually heard jealous. She's not someone that wants happiness via this connection. Her energy kind of vibrates from lack, and she helped create doubt in whoever's side she's on. Like, I'm getting doubt. So say if she's linked to the feminine, yeah, it's that whole, that's not great. How do you really feel about that? That's probably not something that, anyone could deal with long term. It's like doubting the connection. Well, they obviously don't, have respect for you if that's how they're treating you. It's all of that, like planting those seeds of doubt, so that person then is dealing with the connection and the person. This is obviously part because you guys are in separation now. Yeah, just massive interference from someone that isn't great, literally. And it is an older feminine energy. Inspiration, creative. Let's get a carrot. It just feels like washed out energy, watered down. Washed out and watered down is what I'm channeling. Wishy-washy energy here. Let me read the clarifier. So the right way, learning to create your own desires, be a leader, show others how it's done. You can help others. Do not drink poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. So what I'm getting is this whole, hey Huncho, this whole dynamic also was coming through. Sorry, this older feminine. So if it wasn't that she was a direct block, as in the connection, like causing doubt for the connection, what she is. So I know I said it could be someone's mother. She causes doubt, like in that person in general. So maybe that's from childhood. Like maybe she's not doing it now, but everything she's done through childhood to this feminine or masculine, it's like made them wishy-washy, confused, not strong and stable in their own energy, makes them confused themselves. They don't know who they are, where they're going, or they think they know and then they're not sure. They've got so much doubt, like maybe feeling unlovable, and then it's like, someone comes in and they are going off of what this older feminine has kind of given to them, whether that's like upbringing and their mindset, or just whether it's like they were actually physically interfering with the connection, or it's that they've kind of caused wounds on this person, so that was what was affecting the relationship. But it's confusing. This feels like a older feminine that causes confusion in this person. Yeah, so whether it is the connection or just this person's mindset. I also am getting whoever this older feminine energy that is interfering and has always interfered, it's a real energy of like, I know best, that's me, I know. And she also puts on a front. Hunch, I'm going to read that in one sec. She puts on a facade, if you like, well, this is like, so say if this was her child, yeah? So say as the child grow up, this older woman that's not got a great energy, whether it's her mother or whoever, is like, I'm not having that. I'm not going to be treated like that. This older woman's never actually like telling this person how to be, but from young, that's what happens, isn't it? When you're a child and you grow up in a certain environment, you're absorbing that's creating your mindset. So then this person's got older and they're getting into this connection or dealing with this connection, and they're so lost and confused because they're kind of running a bit off whatever this older woman has done to them, or this connection, this interference. And it's such confusing. It's like, well, this is how I should be treated, but they don't actually, then they weren't given the understanding of how to deal with actual romantic relationships. That's what it feels. And it caused chaos and sabotage in this person, and certainly in this connection. It was like their programming was fighting their intuition. And it's like, is this person bad because they're doing this and I'm not doing this, but then they have strong feelings for them, and it's like, whoa, confusion. And it's right. So Hunter says, yeah, she's doing energetic work. It's been 3 years, and this girl still projecting energy, working on trying to block me, sending attacks, etc. She barely even knew me something years ago. She barely even knew me. Could you please about this Jamelia chick? Swear her husband was working. Well, I need to carry on with this because I'm tapped in with this, but I'm glad it's resonating. So something might come out if I've got time at the end. If I do it, if not, I did just say at the beginning of this live, I've opened up a new reading, which is cheaper, and what it is you send me a picture of someone and I will just give you all the information, everything I see, and then you get one solid question about that person that I will answer. Obviously, I'm just going to see everything I want, but if you're interested in that, if you want to home in on one person, drop me an email because I've just opened up to that new reading and it is cheaper. But I'll see if I get time at the end. So yeah, so this woman's just caused, this older bitter woman somehow has caused chaos in whoever they're tied to. Like I said, it's either their programming or just actually interfering in this connection, and it caused this person to just be so lost. Like, is this bad for me? Is this not? Am I bad? Am I not? It's like so lost, like literally like Alice in Wonderland, lost when she's lost and trying to find her path. That's what it's like. Doesn't really know who to trust, then thinks she can trust. I don't know why I keep saying she or he. This person's like, oh, now I can trust. Now I can trust this path. Oh no, it's then doubt in themselves, like maybe this is not the right path. And it's real. It's such a shame. And this person, whoever this older feminist is, fucking bullshit. Like, just because they've never healed, whoever this older woman is, it's interfered in this connection, or because they haven't healed, or they've got some weird mindset that isn't true, isn't the way it goes down, isn't life. And yeah, it's one of them ones where people project their bullshit, and it has negative effects, and especially if you've grown up in the environment, it's confusing as fuck. Okay, so what do you want to do, Spirit? How do you want to carry on this story then? Definitely feels like a mum or something. Like I said, it's older, but then I suppose it doesn't. It's an energy. So just take it out with the next. Right, they want this one. So how do you want? They want feminine. Oh, masculine. Masculine. Oh, I just got a real energy in the pit of my stomach when I connected to the masculine energy there. So that's not great, but we'll see. So feminine energy, we've got the crow and, oh, thunder. So number 13 coming through there. So feminine energy is at the moment is kind of in an observant energy, really connecting to themselves, seeing the world, the unit, like really slowly getting into more alignment of where their path's going to lead them, slowly observing people around them now, and probably this feminine energy is probably starting to disconnect from certain people, starting to build her strength up, starting to not doubt herself, if that was her doubting and not the masculine, but starting to observe, grow, and see the bigger picture in her life. Masculine, this is interesting. The curse. Oh, that's why I got the energy in the pit of my stomach. So this isn't going to be for everyone. This masculine may have suffered real abuse as a child. This is not going to be for everyone, so just take it as it resonates. This is a masculine that suffered abuse at the hands of their family. Bad, could be sexual, physical, whatever. It's not great. It's dark. and it's something that is through their bloodline. It's a curse, and no one has broken that yet. Okay. So we have smoking mirror and the rainbow reversed. Let me get a clarifier. So this masculine has reached the point where the smoke and mirrors are kind of being removed, but also the happiness. So, like, here's an example. It's not going to be for everyone, the whole abuse thing, right? But say we have a masculine here that was abused really bad as a child, right? And there's definitely a bloodline curse here that's desperate to be broken, with people not speaking out and speaking up, okay? Not coming up, or maybe they did speak out and speak up to their mum, parent, and nothing was done because it was carrying that curse in the bloodline. So people bat it away like they don't deal with it or handle it. So this masculine is obviously healing because he's woken up to the smoke and mirrors of the thing that his family and these people around him and the curse he was carrying, right? But he's in that middle bit where he in the like dark night of the soul, where so he's waking up to that, but he's also then diving into the shadow and feeling like, okay, so the smoke and mirrors have been removed, but at the same time that they're struggling to see any light. It's like healing. The smoke and mirrors have been removed, but there's so, you know what it's like when you do healing, it's so painful before you start coming up and out into the other side. And that's exactly where he is. He has removed the smoke and mirrors. He's really analysing it. It's funny how the feminine's energy is really observant. You remember what I said? She's observing her family and people around her, disconnecting from the incorrect people and starting to look at the bigger picture of where she wants to go in this world and what the world can give her. So the masculine is observing, but he's observing his close-knit and the growth and the people around him, but they're dealing with this curse. But so jumping into the pain to heal, but also then being like, because he's willing to look at it now, there's no light in this. There's no light in life. Like real, yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy, but it's real strong healing. So for others of you that it's not going to be that like intense abuse, this is to do with wearing a mask and them being programmed not to be authentic. Yeah. Example being, here we go. I was in the kitchen the other day with someone, and I asked them about their male, okay, and I asked them about their mental health, and their response was, I'm not a pussy. Mental health isn't for men. Or it was like something like that, like men don't have mental health. That's for pussies. And I was just like, how are you? Like, I was gobsmacked. And that is the true mindset of what is his programming, isn't it? I don't know where he's got that from or who he's kind of collected that mindset from or how he would come to that, because that would like, what? So if you're male, you don't have emotions and a mind? Like, what the fuck? So it's that, as in this masculine, if it wasn't the abuse, they were taught and have grown and been programmed into, which is quite common with a lot of people and a lot of older generations, that you're a man, so you're not allowed to have any emotions. But if you're then not taught how to feel your emotions, process them and release, it has serious negative effects in all aspects of your life, right? So if it's not the abuse, it's that they were taught to kind of put on a front and put on a facade and be a certain way, but that's not who they are authentically. So they're starting to look at that, yeah, but then struggling to find themselves in that, because they're diving into I want to remove these smoke and mirrors of who this facade is, but then who am I really, and how do I embrace me, my emotions in the light? Okay. So then we have the sweat lodge and water. So water is always emotions. So the sweat lodge is really, it's like being put in a power cooker. Power cooker? That's not the right word. I can't remember the word I'm looking for. Sorry. I'm in like a funny energy. Kind of like a sauna, if you like, just in there in the ovens being vamped up, so you can sweat out this old programming, this old mindset. The masculine is ready to heal and outgrow this bullshit that's been affecting his whole life. And it's about diving into his emotions that he's never done before, because he was taught to not. He was taught to never express and understand his emotions. He was taught from young that his emotions weren't of any importance, either by him just being told you're a male, so, or you're a masculine energy, your emotions aren't, you're not allowed them, suppress them, or taught to shut his mouth and don't speak out, don't be true, don't be honest. If you express to someone, if you're a young child and you express to someone that you've been abused and nothing is handled, what does that teach you? Or if people in your family know you're being abused and no one speaks up and does anything, what does that teach you? Yeah? This is deep core healing, dark night of the soul stuff, yeah? Okay, so what do you want to do, Spirit? They want to do another round on the same card. So some feminine, give me some more on the feminine's energy at the moment. Okay, getting ready to take flight, yeah? She's done this part of what the masculine is doing. Dived down deep, really looked, embraced the pains, looked at her own karmas, her wounds, her stuff, her programming. She's already reprogrammed and reprogramming herself. She's ready for flight. The masculine's sitting down and facing, but the feminine's already done that. Magic. 33 coming in there. So when this masculine connects or thinks about their soulmate here, this feminine energy, this feminine is like an angel, like magic to this masculine. Look at the halo. She's so powerful and he finds it overwhelming. He definitely watches her, possibly on social medias or whatever, or just because he's so connected to her energy. But I do feel like watches her in some format, or maybe has pictures of her that he looks at. But when he connects and looks at her, she's just so magical to this masculine. So like, she brings an energy he never even knew existed. And I feel at the beginning that was very confusing for this masculine, because he's only been surrounded by darkness. And this feminine brought light and love, and this masculine did not handle it with care or know what to do with it, right? But now he's starting to see what this feminine carries. When she brings that, how it makes him feel, it's like being wrapped in cotton wool. It's such a lovely feeling. He's starting to understand that and starting to shift and understand how he needs to be more fierce in his energy, but fierce as in protecting the connection, not fierce as in, oh, it's macho, I'm putting on a front. Fierce and being that protector of the connection in this feminine. It's just, they're both at a point where they're learning to balance their emotions. It was really unbalanced, and they are both shifting into the aligned path so they can have emotional balance. Different cards now. Okay. They want the same again in Romance Angels. And then I'll probably do Vision. Okay, so feminine energy over here. Feminine has healing family issues and finances career, which explain when I said she's like focusing on everything around her and getting into that. She's ready for flight. So I would say this year is probably she's gonna see quite a lot of shifts and movement in places where she hasn't had movement for a few years. Masculine. This masculine may have played around in this connection. That's what they're showing me. New love, engagement, keep an open mind. Okay. So the masculine doesn't want to play anymore. He's reaching a point where he wants more seriousness in his life with romance, like commitment. I think this masculine has never, because he's been working off of his wounds and his shadows, he didn't really do commitment. He may have been getting into relationships but not committing. Okay, so let me go back to feminine and I'll come back to that. Right. So feminine, reaching out for new things, new possibilities, opening doors, healing her wounds, her family issues, and determined to heal the karma that's had her in these kind of connections. This feminine has been in quite toxic relationships and has been attracting people that are not great for her. She definitely is now wide awake and sees things clearly. I think she's been codependent on this connection for some time, but is actually now in her own zone, focusing on herself and where her life's leading her. Getting to know each other, stay optimistic. She had, remember I said about things were rushed and too speedy? Well, she learned that you need to really get to know someone, and she's going to try and be optimistic now because she's in a new vibration. She sees the world and the world of romance differently now. She's healed so many layers. She's different, and she really wants to make sure she gets to know someone next time. So masculine doesn't want to play anymore. He's starting to be more serious about love life, or maybe just life in general. This masculine's feeling the connection, knows that this feminine is his soulmate, does think about maybe marriage or that side of commitment, or maybe proposing, or just having, maybe living together, just shifting to where he never thought of things like this, but starting to shift into having an open mind about, oh, actually, maybe like intimacy and expressing your love isn't that bad. Yeah, because he's breaking the curse of being entrapped in this, like, I don't have emotions bullshit. Pay attention to the red flags, free yourself. I also think this masculine, where he was like non-committal and running off his shadows, he would just pick, especially at this feminine, like pick and judgmental things, and it's just all a bit ridiculous, like, oh, they're not my one because of this, because they dyed their hair, like, or because they painted their nails red, like, I don't know, just it's like nitpicking, and they're being a red flag. But what's also coming through is that this masculine chased red flags, toxic energy, may have played around with people, that whole lustful, exciting, emotionally unavailable, so chasing what he couldn't have, and someone that was maybe his feminine that was offering him true love, and like not taking it, because if you dive into the wounds, he didn't feel worthy of it. I do believe this feminine is disconnected from this connection. That's why she's focused on her. There is real high chemistry. I think this feminine has been battling herself to try and release this masculine, trying to clear her energy, break free. She feels like she's just been addicted to this masculine, and it's not real. But they both are feeling the pain of this separation. They really are. Okay. Let me do third eye vision. And then I'll see if I've got time. Huncho, are you still here? Mm-hmm. All right, brilliant. Okay, right, let me do third eye. Show me the feminine. Productive, making moves, energy. Tired of being in her pains and her wounds. I believe she's been working through this for quite some time. Structured. It's got such solid, structured energy. That's how it feels. Really putting the masculine to the back of her head, the back of her mind. Saying focus on where she needs to go and what she needs to have done. There is a block though. So how I see her is she's focusing, she's focusing, and she's like, okay, this is where I'm going to go, put in the masculine to the back of her head, and then she turns round, like she just flips the other way, and there's like a block, it's like black, and she's like, oh, I don't even want to deal with that, and then she flips back, and then she's focusing, and then every time she turns around, there's this block that's linked to the masculine. She doesn't want to look at it, she doesn't know how to deal with it. It feels like it's to do with the pains and the betrayals that this masculine brought, I feel, to her, and she's so done with sitting and trying to, I feel like she's really been working for this for quite some time, and she's just like, yeah, no, like I don't even want to, I just want to keep focused moving forward, but there is a block. So until she's ready to sit back in that and kind of bring the light onto that black block, then things on that connection kind of won't energetically shift for her. Let me jump into the masculine. Masculine's running around chaotic. Really, like, because he's starting to understand and is kind of unlocked emotion. It's overwhelming him. He doesn't know how to deal with having so much emotion because it's been suppressed his whole life. Lots of built up anger. I think he's starting to realize he's got loads of built up anger towards people. And he's also, what I'm getting is, he projected a lot of his anger onto this feminine. Blamed her for stuff. He's going to calm down and then be like, I can see him being like, okay, right, I need to get organised. So he then, I see him puts a picture of the feminine up in front of the mirror, and he's like, okay. So it's like he then wants to sort everything out and then kind of then make moves towards the feminine. Okay. But he's like a bit of a mess at the moment because it's almost like someone's unlocked a door to his heart and he's never had that before, and his heart chakra's been open, and it's overwhelming what to do because he's just numbed himself his whole life. Yeah. And it's linked to that wounding, that childhood wounding, that mindset, that programming that's to do with that family dynamic, whatever that was. And it's all kind of, as he kind of works through and heals and really looks at that, he can kind of clear and cleanse and move towards the feminine. And then the feminine is doing fabulous. She's done lots of work. But there's one block regarding this connection that's coming from her end that she will have to sit down and take a look at some point. I don't think she's ready quite yet. She is quite like ahead, so it's fine. But eventually, maybe once she's done a load of things like this year or whatever this is, like she wants to maybe change her career, or if she doesn't drive, focus on getting her driving license. It's like a couple of things like that she wants to kind of plant some seeds and solidify, and then she will be like, okay, and turn back round and have a look at the connection. So the masculine will go from like chaos, doesn't like how he's feeling because he's in his emotions, healing this stuff from his programming and this childhood wounding, to then calming, saving money. I don't know why Spirit just said that, like putting something in the pot. And then he's like it's almost like he's practicing being authentic. He doesn't know how to do it. So when he comes forward to the feminine, he can be authentic. And it's scary as fuck for him. So scary, but he will. So feminine, focus, material, structure, stability stuff, things happening there, finances, careers, whatever, all of that. Then turn around and relook at this connection. There's one last block for her mindset. Masculine, crazy, never felt emotion, losing his mind, overwhelmed with emotion for the feminine. When they calm down after all of this emotion, especially as well, like now that smoke and mirrors has gone of this stuff that this masculine is carrying, as he heals, and gets himself in a better position where he's more balanced and his emotions can free flow and he learns how to be authentic, then he comes towards the feminine. So those two things, feminine facing the block, masculine ready to come forward, will happen probably at the same time later on in the new year at some point, maybe like 6 months or something, is how I feel. I just saw a flipping motorbike. I couldn't see what colour it was. That's not going to be for everyone. I think it was black. I don't know. That was so quick. It just came in. That did a wheelie. Bike. Whatever. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that there for the soulmates in separation. I hope that helps. Like I said, I am open now to a new, cheaper reading, which is where you send me a picture of someone. I'll give you all the information and everything on them that I see and feel. And then you get one solid question about them that I can answer. So obviously, I might have already answered your question in what I see. So it will be a conversation when I'm dealing, like when you send me the picture, I'll tell you everything. And then if you can have one question about them, that's going to be my new reading that's open up for the moment. I'm just going to move to Huncho because he's got a question. Could you please think about the Jamelia chicks? Where I remember you talking about this before, but I don't remember any of this backline, like backstory. Yes, you're still here, right? I've been dealing with this for years. Sent all types of spell. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's hard. Hex blockages. It was all energetically. Okay. She was married. Felt like they both came up against. Oh, really? Okay, let me just do third eye quickly what I see or anything. But like I said, if you want the private reading, just email me. Okay. Honcho. So she was married. You feel like her and her husband came up against you. Were you two together? Oh, I need the backstory here, Honcho. What was her name? Jamelia, wasn't it? Where is it? She barely knew me. No, we went together. I met her at a bar. She was a bartender. Okay. Or in some kind of cult. Bruv, what have you got yourself into? Yeah, it's a long story. We ain't got time for that. Okay, it's fine. So you met her at a bar. She was a bartender. Did you get with her or like start talking? How did it end? Just quickly tell me how it ended, and what was her name? Can you rewrite her name again? She definitely dabbles in stuff like energetic work. Oh, so you spoke a few times as friends. Jamelia. She definitely. Oh, you're thinking about her 24/7. That's weird. How long ago was this? Okay, so you probably started seeing her because you're thinking about her, so you're manifesting her into your like matrix. Okay, she definitely right. So I'm just going to go into her really quickly before I come off. So Jamila definitely dabbles in some form of energetic work, I would say. Spellbinding is what Spirit said. Okay, so there's two things linked to this. So yes, she definitely spellbinding, weird stuff coming through, like, but it's all a bit not great. Like when you have to be very careful when your spells because everyone has free will. You can't mess with someone's free will. You can energetically like help them to see. Like you can put someone's name on a mirror, yeah, like facing the mirror, a small mirror, and bury it in the ground, and that's to help them to reflect. You can't hex them, because it comes back tenfold on you, if that makes sense. You can, I mean, depending on your powers, I can astral project and kind of do things, but I lost everything, my place card, etc. Yes, she messed with my friend, my free will unknowingly. Yeah, okay, so 2 things, right? So careful when you're pulled into a low energy like that, because you're actually embracing it, staying connected. Yeah, you're embracing it. So there's a couple of things. The spellbinding scenario coming from this bird definitely caused issues for you. But because you were kind of homing in on her, yeah, you're allowing that power to come into your timeline and matrix, and that's what caused the fumble of stuff. She will be having it tenfold, but you're in different matrices, if you like. You're in your own timeline doing your thing. But there's also a massive thing, Spirit's showing me. There's a huge factor in this about mirroring. So like some kind of wound that's in you is kind of being mirrored by this. That's the best way for me to explain it. So what you're over analyzing and seeing from her, there's some wound that's deep within you that's kind of bringing this up and kind of handing the power over. Yeah, like, so you have to really watch what you're handing power over to. I have people that watch my YouTube that don't like me. They have nothing but negative intentions towards me, but I don't hand any of my power. I used to. I don't hand any of my power over, so they can't actually affect me. Even if they do spell work, it's just they're not powerful enough. So the main thing is about, you need to get back in alignment. So you need to work on you can't do anything physically at her, but what you can do is work on you. Yeah. So the more you're thinking, the more you're like say the more you're thinking this person has hexed me, yeah, and the more you're thinking it, what you're doing is you're bringing that energy into your timeline, into your energy field. You're making it happen. You're making it real. Yeah, it's one thing to have your intuition peak and then go, oh, I clear and cleanse and nobody's powerful enough and clearing it. It's another, yeah, well, I heard spellbinding. So there is a big part of all of this, which is to do with you having a look at yourself and starting to learn how to stop handling your power. Still connected to it because you've given your power over to it, I presume. Obviously, I can't really, like, you should probably do a private reading with me, because then we're one-to-one and we can decode it. But there's a couple of things that are linked to this. It's not just one straight answer. It's to do with she's doing spellbinding, but I'm not sure if it is actually on you or it's bouncing through you. I'm not gonna lie. You need to figure out what wounds this is that's allowed, how you've allowed this power, like how you're allowing this power. There's a wound that needs to be dealt with, right? And I'm going to take a guess, the wound is not knowing your own power, so you're handing it out. You need to figure your own energy out, step into alignment and work on your own power, like knowing and owning your own power. Yeah. So she's pretty lower vibration, toxic, but this needs a private reading. I'm not going to lie, I'll try. This needs a private reading. Yeah. In general, main factor is you need to deal with you. Energetically, shadow workly, if that's a word. Yeah. But I do think it's something's bouncing through you. Like I said, something's bounced through you. There's like a link. Like, obviously, when you get low, dark entities, they use people. Have you ever, my ex-partner has had a really awful entity attached to him. And it kind of, they move through people, or the same entity that wants to get at you. Like, I look at my mum, my sister, and my ex-partner all have the same, it's like the same entity that kind of tries to get me in the same way, like tear me down on things. Yeah, no loyalty towards me, talk bad about me. It's the same shit for all three of them. Yeah. And now that I've decoded and I don't give any power to it, things are different. And also things in my 3D timeline are changing because I understand it and I see it clearly. So for you, then you need to go in on you, start clearing, cleansing your energy, getting in alignment, working through this shadow, because there's a deep wound that's allowing you to be caught up in it. Yeah? I hope that makes sense. So yes, I'm going to go now. Is there anyone else here actually? I don't know if my little missus is going to come up. If there's anyone else here, and I quickly, me and Honcho have been having a lovely. If there's anyone else here, and I quickly see if I can see anything for them. If not, if no one answers in 2 minutes, I will leave. So please remember, no cheap reading. If you really want to know about someone, I'll tell you everything I see from the picture you send, and you get one solid question about that person. Is there anyone else here, or I'm going to leave? Okay. Okay. No one else wants me to tap in for them, which is absolutely fine. So if you're coming on now, please pull back. Obviously, if you want the reading, I've already done that. If you're interested in private reading, just email me at beckybtarot@gmail.com, and I send you all, and you Huncho, so much love and light. Bye.